Hi guys, this is Abby Korea here, and today we are going to be talking about Adderall in this infomercial. This is where my presentation begins. So this is going to be my table of contents. This is what we're going to be covering in my infomercial today. I'm going to go over a general overview of Adderall. What is it and what is its intended use? I'm also going to be talking about the effects it has on the brain and the body, as well as a chemical breakdown of the drug overall. We're going to go through slightly misuse and abuse and the consequences and risks of abusing this drug, as well as the personal and social implications that come from the misuse and abuse of this drug. So how does this drug affect you academically, socially, and personally? Introduction. Adderall is a prescription stimulant widely known for its use in treating ADHD, helping individuals focus and managing symptoms more effectively. However, among college students, it has gained a reputation as a study drug, leading to widespread misuse. This presentation explores Adderall's intended effects, how it impacts the brain and the body, and the risks associated with non-prescribed use. Overview. What is Adderall? Adderall is a prescription stimulant for ADHD, like we covered in the slide before. That is its major intended use is to treat impulse control issues and attention deficiency disorders. That is going to be how we see it boosting focus, attention, and impulse control. It contains amphetamine salts, which act on the central nervous system, and that's the main thing that you're feeling overall when you're trying the drug. That has classified it as a Schedule II substance with a high abuse risk. It is misused as a study drug by students quite frequently. That is a very popular thing for ADHD medication. We see that in college campuses all over. Prescription Adderall, we can see it's typically given as a prescription, and it is administered either as immediate release or extended release. Extended release is going to be a taper, so you take the drug and it will taper over a period of time, therefore releasing its effects slower than immediate release. We can see that the chemical breakdown is on the right-hand side of the screen. It can be broken down into a D-amphetamine and an L-amphetamine salt in the ratio of 3 to 1. And we can see that as its chemical breakdown is put in a diagram next to it. Effects on the brain and the body. This is going to be the chemical breakdown, the mental and the physical side of it. Effects. It increases dopamine and norepinephrine to improve focus and attention. It boosts alertness, but that can also strain the brain's reward system. It raises the heart rate and blood pressure, which can lead to potentially cardiovascular strain. This is not always the case, but definitely it can raise the heart and the blood pressure when you're taking it. That causes risk of dependence with regular use, and your tolerance can build over time. There are many misuse risks, and some just being anxiety, insomnia, high blood pressure, and addiction. And that's not even all of the risks that there really are when it comes to misusing and abusing this drug. Misuse and abuse. These are the consequences and the risks that come with misusing and abusing. Prescription Adderall has been a gateway for a long time. It's been a gateway for misuse and abuse, especially among students who are seeking academic performance enhancement. I mean, it is a huge performance enhancer, especially when it comes to college. It is believed that because starts off as a prescription, it is somehow a less addictive substance. But as we covered in slides before, we know that it is a Schedule II drug with a very high abuse risk. Risks and consequences of misuse. Non-prescribed use can lead to dependency. We've covered that many times, and also that's just very common when it comes to a drug that has a high risk abuse factor. Short-term focus gains will often lead to burnout and decreased motivation and poor academic performance over time. And that has also legal ramifications. Possession or distribution without a prescription is obviously illegal. And that's why it is a Schedule II drug, meaning you have to have a prescription to even have it. Peer pressure and academic stress make students more vulnerable to misuse, risking long-term health and legal issues. On the right-hand side of the slide, we can see that there is a diagram depicting annual Adderall use of full-time college students and how it is more common in male college students than it is in female college students. Then we can go into how that leads into personal and social implications and ramifications. How does Adderall affect you really? So the implications can be relationship, they can be social, they can be personal, but specifically on relationship, it can put quite a bit of strain, causes irritability and mood swings within individuals. So that makes it very difficult to maintain healthy relationships. Creates social isolation, which can mean you're choosing your work over your friends. That being homework, that being whatever you're doing in the moment, but you're always able to choose work or in when you're on the drug, it makes it a lot easier to be able to choose that thing that you're doing over friends or over family or whoever it is. This creates a lot of academic trust issues as well. There is a huge stigma if misuse is obviously discovered. I mean, if you're with a friend in a class and your friend knows that you're taking performance enhancing drugs and you're doing significantly better than they are and performance wise, I mean, that's a huge thing. That's a stigma obviously around you as a student and you and your academic capability. There's a lot of performance pressure that comes with that. College culture definitely pushes the study drug use. And then obviously there's a dependency cycle, reliance impacts mental health. Thank you so much for listening. That just about covers the main ideas that I wanted to touch on today. And talk about my sources are going to be on this next slide. And yes, you can find this video on YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it.